What is up, my friends? Welcome back to a fun Friday. Anyway, enough with the yelling. But anyway, I hope you guys are having a great or had a great week. The week is over. Yikes! But anyway, I really hope you guys are having a great week and it continues to be that way, and you guys have a great Friday, or having a great Friday, and just rolls into a just great weekend. But with that, and see you made some changes. I zoomed in because now I can make space for the browser right the fuck here. Anyway, but I figured that would be better, and I could just do that, and it still looks good to me. But I'm like legally blind, so what's this fucking look like? But I don't know. With that, yeah. So with this Fun Friday, it's what I've been kind of talking about, and what way to talk Q3 albums of Q3. In case some of you don't know, quarters of the year, obviously it's breaking the year down into 4 pieces, quarters. So Q3 is the month of July, August, and September. So 7, 8, 9. Those are all the months in Q3 of the year. And then obviously Q4 will be October, November, December. But with that, this is going to be the video that I talk about my favorite albums of 2022 for Q3. I'm just only going to talk about Q3. I'm not going to talk about my albums of the year. I'm not going to talk about what my top albums of the year or what my number 1 album of the year. I'll get that in December. I'll be then. It's not now. It'll be then. Yeah. No one then. But with that, so with this one, since there's just so many different types. There's different types of music that came out. So many different albums that came out. Like, I feel like there were significantly more music that came out in Q3 than there were in Q2. And is that a bad thing? No, because Q4 looks just crazy epic. Like, there's so much music coming out in Q4. And I'm just like, yo, bro, what's going to happen? And so we'll find out together. And so how I'm going to do this is kind of similar to how I did Q2. Essentially, I'm only going to have 3 albums. But with this video, I'm going to do a little different, is I'm actually going to talk a little bit about honorable mentions. Again, it mainly just has to do with the fact that there was just so much music, and I didn't feel good not including these 2. There's only 2 on this honorable mention list for me. So I didn't feel good about including those 2 on this, from not including them in some way or shape or form. The bad thing with it is bad thing and good thing, it's like I'm just essentially just gonna, here's a list right here, right? I'm just gonna be like honorable mentions, and then in the order that there would be. So in this case, in other words, I could literally just say these are my top 5 albums, but I'm just gonna be a little extra and make them honorable mentions and only keep it to 3. Because in all honesty, it's gold, silver, bronze. Come on, there's not a 4th and 5th. What would you even do? I don't know. But so with that, I'm just gonna keep that as like gold, silver, bronze, 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and just roll into that, and it's gonna be great. But so little like introduction, blah, 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 and then obviously this is probably gonna be the way I do it. Go forward. Obviously, Q4 is gonna be. Never mind. We'll talk about Q4 when it gets here, because obviously it's gonna be my first one that I do like album of the year and everything, so I'm gonna have to do it a little bit different than I am doing these. But this one, I feel like I just like it a lot better just because of how much music there is. I won't always have an honorable mentions list. It's just this one, I felt like I needed to have one. So with that, let's roll into it, shall we? Let's roll into it. And so again, with the honorable mentions list, I'm actually going to do those first. And so brain fart. 90% of the time, I have I'm not a fucking clue what the fuck I'm talking about. Sorry. But so on honorable mention list, I figured I would just start and get them out of the gate. Because I don't want to go through 3 in the second and be like, let's delay the first one. Y'all need to spin. No, I'm not gonna play you guys like that. I'm just gonna be like, this is my list. This is my opinion about why they're there and why I wanted to have them on here, and love to talk about it. Like, I want to hear what you guys' album of the quarter so far is. That's mainly my thing. That's like, I'm not trying to be silly. I'm already enough extra and silly in my own way than anything, so that's good enough for me anyway. So with that, as you can see from right here, it's like honorable mentions, and then the pretty much the fifth band, the fifth best album of quarter 3 for me is, as you can see, is Until I Wakes. First ever album to me. So Until I Wake is actually a band I wanted to react to, but I think since the fact that I'm not partnered by YouTube, it was not something that I was allowed to do. I'm sure I could have asked the question. I'm just lazy. I don't have a lot of time, and so when I already put time and effort towards something, it just doesn't work. I'm just gonna bail. And so I'm just like, okay, that's fine. And so I just move on my way. And so I listened to the album. I believe the album's called Fake. Yep, I'm prepared. I know the way. I know the way. I knew it. I knew the way. But Until I Wake, if none of you haven't heard this band, they're actually really good. It's called Inside My Head. Inside My Head, Until I Wakes. Yeah, Until I Wakes, first ever album. First ever LP album, I should say. It's called Inside My Head. And so they released a couple singles from it, like Inside My Head, Fake. I think they did Octane, and I think they did Forsaken. And I think they may have done one more song. Oh yeah, they did like Hope You're Happy and that. I think that was all their singles. They may have done one more, but from what I'm looking at, I believe that's all of them. But anyway, listening to this one kind of surprised me. It's like I didn't know. I'm not a super big fan of his screams, but I love the guy's voice. But then as I listened to the album, it started like coming together for me. And so this is why I wanted them as 5, just because the songs that I liked, I didn't like so much. Like with that, it's like it's like also to go into what I'm doing. It's like I'll list my favorite of the singles that they released, if they had any singles, or and not. No, really, I'm just gonna list my favorite song. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm just gonna talk in a circle. But Until I Wakes, Inside My Head, my favorite song from this album is actually For the Record. For the Record is my favorite song from that album. I just lyrically, I like the structure. I just like the flow lyrically, and the structure of the song I really just thoroughly enjoy. I don't see anything wrong with it. It's my favorite song from the album, followed by Fake and then Inside My Head. Those are my top 3 songs from this album. I highly recommend you listen to this album if you haven't already. Definitely go check it out. I'll have the name underneath the honorable mention list right here, and I'll also have like just a little snippet of the album art, because the album art's actually really cool. If I was rating on album art, it would actually be different. But yeah, really good album. Check it out. Really good transitions with screams and singing. They do have some songs on there that are just strictly screaming. And again, that's kind of what turned me off from this album. It's not that I don't enjoy his screams. It's just I enjoy his singing a lot more than his screams. And so I would rather listen to him sing. But there are some songs, like Inside My Head is a great example, where it's like there's just a little bit of screaming, but I thoroughly enjoy his voice, and so it works out. Like Fake is the same way, where it's just there's just right amount of screaming from him that I really like. I don't know any of the band members, and so it's like, but yeah, check it out. Definitely recommend it. It's a good album, and it's fun to rock to me anyway. I think the replayability of the songs that I thoroughly like are still there, because I still find myself listening to For the Record, Inside My Head, and Fake. Forsaken's kind of good every now and again. It's just sometimes I don't want to go that heavy. So sometimes. It's rare. But when I do, It's great. I totally just clicked a song from that album from my phone. This is how you do high quality YouTube right now. I just wanted to keep this. But anyway, what's a video without me making mistakes, huh? Come on. You guys expect this. You don't expect better. If you do, that's your fault. It's not my fault. I make mistakes all the time. But I thoroughly enjoy just having this song as... I'm going to turn it down a little bit as I turn it up. But anyway, yeah, I should probably put a warning there. No. Too late. But anyway, enough talking about Until I Wake Inside My Head's album. Again, go check it out. Highly recommend it. But with the last of the honorable mentions list, before we get into the top 3, the last one. And this one, it was so difficult. It's not there yet. But it was so difficult. So much changed in the last week and a half. Where this band was on, this album was in my top 3. And then I got to the point that I was like, no, I have to go with this other album. And it sucked because I wanted to, I was like, I should probably do a tie. And I was like, nah, I'm not going to do that. Not going to do that. Not going to do it at all. Nah. But anyway, with that, number 4, essentially the 4th best album for me for quarter 3, is Electric Callboy and their album Techno. I know it's controversial, I get it. But my number 3 album is actually, I thoroughly, it's not that I thoroughly enjoy it much more, it's just that. It's just how I rate albums, and as you see as I go through this list, I will rate more higher as lyrics, as I relate to lyrics more so, as I grab the emotional appeal, as I grab just more so just that emotional grasp. I will rate more so higher for albums that are that way. But yeah, no, I really this was number 3. This Techno was number 3 because I love the boys in Electric Callboy. Kevin and Nico, I don't know the rest of the names, which sucks because I need to learn them. But Kevin is just one of a kind frontman. His screams are just, to me, they're not even basic, especially in Hypa Hypa, where he does this kind of inhale scream of really high inhale scream and a really low inhale scream, and it's at the end of Hypa Hypa, and then he does it in Hurricane as well, and it's just bro is just fantastic. Also, another reason why I don't have any reactions of them is the same reason for Until I Wake. So that's actually kind of the reason why I swapped them, not because I can't do it, but because of the fact that and it's probably more so because I'm not a partner yet. I'm not a partner with YouTube, and that's fine. If I get there, I get there. If I don't, I don't. It's just something that I was kind of upset about because I was again, it's my fault. I'm lazy. I 100% could have asked to use it, but I'm lazy. And so this is why I'm doing it, because it's my cop-out, and I get to be upset for it. But in all honesty, it would still remain 4. Even if I was able to react to any of their stuff, I would keep it as 4. And with that, my favorite songs from Techno, or my favorite one is actually Pump It Up. From that album, Pump It Up is probably my favorite. I just love the feel of it. I love the fun. There are other great songs from that album. We got The Moves, Spaceman, I guess Fuck Boy is okay. I didn't see them doing a pop punk scene thing, and then they did it. So I was like, okay. It worked out. I enjoy the song. I just like the other ones better. But my favorite song, outside of Pump It Up, it's my second favorite song is Mind Reader. I thoroughly enjoy that song. Mind Reader is super fun. It's super unique. It's such a great song. And then, obviously, after that, Error of Love is silly. They did a music video on it. It's a really cool song, and it's just it's weird too because it's like I don't know if they're talking about like sexually or anything like that, or it's just being a kind, loving person. I'm sure it all kind of apply, right? And so, but no, I thoroughly enjoyed this album. Definitely recommend it. Even more so than Until I Wake, I still recommend both. They're fun albums. They're really great to listen to, and especially Electric Callboy. It's like I'm more excited to, and I should probably do a list for this. I'm more excited to see them live more so than I am listening to their music because I just want that feel because I know they come and perform, and that's more so why I want to see them live because as a live band, I'm sure they do a fantastic, or just a killer job. It would be so cool to see them play live. But until then, it's like one day I'll mark it off and just have it. But there you have it. The list is right here. My hand's flying through it. We got Until I Wake as my 5th best album of Q3, and we got Electric Callboy as my 4th best album of Q3. Please, please, please go check out this on it. Just because they're on the honorable mentions doesn't mean like you guys could have them higher, and that's perfectly fine. Whatever you guys listen to is what you listen to, and it's like this is just my opinion. Like I'm not saying all the music albums that came out are just utterly garbage. It's just these are what I'm digging right now. These are my top 5 albums that I'm digging right now, and so that's my honorable mentions list. And with that, we will call it adieu to the honorable mentions list, and we'll move straight into the 3rd album. The number 3, my number 3 album of Q3. And so, let's get this out of there. Bye-bye. Get out of there. Get out of their list. No one needs that right now. And so, with that, as I've talked about, how I'm going to do my top 3 is similar to how I did my Q2 video. So it's like I'm going to have my number 3 song, and I'm going to have album. I'm going to have my number 3 album, and then I'm going to have my favorite song from that album play. And then we'll go through and play the song and listen to my favorite song. And then the same so forth for 2, and then so forth for 1. And so, it's just great. You get some editing from me. You get the text, and then you get the album art, favorite song playthrough. It's really just a cut and dry pause and just crop, edit in, easy peasy, although it literally adds like an hour to my time. And so I'm actually, it's great. Doing all the recordings and then just finalizing everything in one day. It's wonderful. It's just great. I recommend it. But hey, that's one way to get better. Just do. But enough of me. Stupid bobbing and dabbing. I don't know words. Yeah. But anyway, we have my number 3 best album of Q3. And that is, oh my goodness. And I just found out about this and did a reaction to this album just the other day. Meaning like a week ago. Pretty much exactly. No, up at the same. It's like Monday. Monday's when I did a reaction to this album. And it's Armor for Sleep's The Rain Museum. Yes, it's nostalgic there. 100%. Because I love this band. Thoroughly. I enjoy everything from this. Well, not everything. But I enjoy most of their songs from Smile for Them and What to Do When You're Dead. Those 2 albums are really good. The first album has some decent songs. It's just I don't like the mixing and mastering, which is perfectly fine. There's just some decent songs that I like from it. But not as much as the next 2 albums. But this album, like, actually surprised me and blew me out of the water. I really thoroughly enjoyed. I think there was, like, one song that I didn't. It was just my least favorite song. And it was very much like, yeah, and I think it was just too soft of a song for me. Or it was just too repetitive. So I can't remember which one it was. Which sucks. Because I had it before this, and then now I can't. But anyway, yeah, no. Armor for Sleep's The Rain Museum is my number 3 best album of Q3. And my favorite song from that album is Whatever Who Cares. That song, I just love the flow of it. I love how the song starts. I I love just the guitar work. I love just the singing. I love how everything blends together. And then the chorus, lyrically, it's just emotionally like invested, and just lyrically, this song is just it hits me where like I never thought I would. It's like I thoroughly enjoy this song, and I hope you guys enjoy the album as much as I do. If not, definitely check out the other albums on your list, on this list, or even your own personal list. Obviously, we each will have a different list, and I would love to hear about your list. Please share with me. Pretty much the main reason why I do this is I want to communicate with you guys, and this is my weird way of communicating with random people, because I love having any and every type of conversation with anyone. But yeah, I would love to hear about your favorite albums. I would love to even check them out. I have Request Thursday. I haven't done a request in forever. Give me one. Give me some music. I will listen to it all. Like seriously, it could be everything. Just keep in mind, if I don't like the song, I'm more likely to not put it on there. That's just me. I don't like speaking. People consider feedback. If the band ever asked me, like if a band ever requested me, like a band posted a song, and they was like, hey, check out our song this, and I did a reaction, I would ask them obviously for permission first, but if I did a reaction to it, if I didn't like the song, I would just message them saying, it's like, hey, this is what I didn't like about it, it's like, it's not going to be on my channel. I was like, I'm sorry. I would rather not speak dark to you about that band. It's just, I'm happy they're willing to share with me. And that would be more so my take on it. It's not like I don't ever want to speak negative about someone's expression of art. It's like people think feedback's good in that case. No, not to me. I think it's good in work environment, but for me, it's no. I don't see any benefit for me saying negative things about a band or calling their music garbage. I don't see any benefit to that. But yeah, anyway, yeah, please check out Armor for Sleep, the Rain Museum, as well as their other stuff. Their older stuff is really good. Really good. It's nostalgic to me. It's what I grew up on. And it's a big reason why I'm in the emo scene. And probably listen to as much weird stuff as I do. Such as Veil from Golden Sun. But anyway, yeah. With that, without further ado, here's my favorite song from that album. Whatever. Who cares? Enjoy!
When it's over, I'll go over all my footsteps in the dark.
Well, I hope you enjoyed such a great song. Also, if you didn't like it, I'm sorry. It's something that I really like. It's purely my opinion, and you have every reason to have any opinion that you have. And it's like, by all means, it's like what you like is what you like. What I like is what I like. What you don't like, you don't like, and what I don't like is what I don't like. So yeah, talk about it. Anyway, that was number 3. We're done with number 3. And now we move to number 2. And so with this, there's a little background to talk about 1 and 2 for me. And it was upsetting because I almost wanted to put my number 2 as 1. And it took some more listening to and just thoroughly more in-depth listening to for me. And it was like kind of that rating scale that I said earlier is that I will rate stuff higher if they tugged at my heartstrings, essentially, more so than one band. It's like if like kind of like Electric Callboy for me. It's like their stuff is all like hype and be really fun to see live. And not saying it's bad because of it, but it's like for me, it's like there's some relation there that I can grab and pull and use for me, like, and everything, but there's not a lot. And so with that, we move on from number 3 to the most obvious number 2. So my second favorite album of quarter 3 is True Power by Prevail. So this one was almost 1. It was almost 1. Obviously, you'll probably piece it together. It's like, oh, I know what 1 is. Probably. But anyway, yeah, I love these guys. They're so much fun. Got to see them live just a week or 2 ago, and they always do a good job. Always do a great job. If you could see them live, go see them live. They do a wonderful job. They're so talented. So talented. They're so good. And just this album, I think the reason why I wanted it too is because the songs I didn't like as much hit harder, like were just songs on the lower scale for me. And so, not to say bad about their music and anything like that, it's just the songs I didn't like that much. It's like I didn't like as much. It's like I still liked it, just yeah. It's like I could have liked it more for very specific reasons. If it fulfilled more of how I appreciate. But if every band did that, then there wouldn't be any really great bands or like bad bands to me. Every band would sound essentially the same. No, what's that? No, especially according to one person's perspective. But with that, this album was great. It's like I said, these guys are wonderful. They're super talented, and they know how to put together stuff. And so, especially how they intro the song with "There's Fear in Letting Go," and they just do a good flow with everything else. And it's like, especially with Body Bag. Body Bag is still a constant listen to for me today. Mainly because I have a music video that I want to design for it. And I would have so much fun designing for that, but it would also be a very controversial music video. It wouldn't be a good one. And so it would definitely like cause people to be upset at me for it. But we'll get it. I don't want to talk about that now. If it's something that I could do later, that is something that I'm going to try and do later. It's like if I want to pursue like attempting to do vocal covers of songs or even do vocal covers with music videos, just do my own thing, right? But Body Bag, it's not that it puts me to sleep, but Body Bag is a song that I thoroughly enjoy. Bad Things I do enjoy. I don't listen to it as much as Body Bag and then Judgment Day. Judgment Day is the song I still listen to quite a bit. And with that, Judgment Day is actually my favorite song from this album. It barely beats out Body Bag. Body Bag is a wonderful song. But I think Judgment Day just grabs a hold of me more so, and the way that I relate with the song, and just thought process and just like thinking. But I just love the flow of Judgment Day. I love how it starts. I love how it just goes through the song, just much more upbeat, and I love the rhythm of the song too. For me, it's a super fun lyrical song, and I love the lyrics behind it. And it's also why I have like Judgment Day is another song that it's like I kind of designed mentally a music video that I would love to do like on my own. That's like, or for something for me and everything like that. But that's it. And we'll get to playing that later. But yeah, this album had a lot of good stuff. It's like Fuck What You Think You Know it's okay. I enjoy it. I enjoy it live. Fuck What You Think You Know and Choke are two songs that I enjoy better live than I do on the album. Deep In is a nice soft song. Doomed is a nice soft song. And Visceral's a good heavy chunk song. But other than that, yeah. I'm like looking at the rest. It's like there's Fear and Letting Go is a great song too. I like how they open up with that and for their concert that they did. And they tour. He finishes up so I can go to bed. Y'all keeping me awake. But without further ado, let me know what your thoughts. If this is actually your album of the year, which I can fully agree with. It's a great album. Highly recommend this album, which is why it's number 2. But for me, again, these numbers aren't to shame talent. They're not to do any of that. It's just what I prefer. I'm going to keep uttering this because, one, I just don't want to be attacked for my opinion. It's going to happen eventually, but not for something silly and stupid that I'm explaining as my own perspective, and there's no hate behind what I'm explaining. That's when I just kind of just don't listen to people. But anyway, let's continue on with that. My favorite song from True Power I Prevail is Judgment Day, and listen to it, enjoy it, feel the power of that album art, feel it. It's true, and you can feel it just by looking at it. It's so amazing. But seriously, I hope you enjoy the song as much as I do, and yeah, enjoy, guys. I'll see you on the other side of that when we talk about one. Let's go, Judgment Day.
whether you like it or not. You know the end is coming soon. Fight for, so are you.
Oh my goodness. We did it. We did it. We felt the judgment. We felt the feedback. We felt all of it. And today's the day! Friday! Hope, again, as always, I hope you guys are having a great Friday. And we made it through our honorable mentions. We made it through our third best quarter 3 album. And we made it through our second one. So, what's number 1 best album of quarter 3 for Panic Manic? Well, I should 100% just like freeze frame that and just walk the fuck in. Be like, what do you guys think it's paused? No. But my number 1 favorite album of quarter 3 is I want to say but there's not the in the album. There's the in the name, but it's Color Decay by the Devil Wears Prada. So this is my favorite album of quarter 3. More so for lyric material, emotional attention, like emotional appeal and just grabbing for me, like my heart and just things I've experienced in my life and things that I've unfortunately experienced in my life. And I'm sure it's the same for some of you on the other side and everything like that. But yeah, this album is amazing. And I wanted to retract a statement. Because when I did my album review over this, I said Time was my least favorite song. After listening to the album multiple times since then, Time is actually a top 3 song for me. Oh, no. Not top 3. Top 5. It's in the top 5. I was doing top 3 because I was clearly putting 2 of the songs out of that list that are 1 and 2 for me. Well, 2 and 3. 2 and 3 for me. There's one of those 3 that overtook those 2 songs for me, which we get to listen to again. Together, we get to listen to it again. But yeah, no, this album was a redeemer album for me. And with that, I'm just going to kind of get all serious, pause the music, and just kind of, retract from reality get back into reality, I guess I should say. So with that, this album, yeah, like Cancer, for instance, the song Cancer, really like hurt me. Not like in a feelings way or like I'm offended, but like in a way that I understand. And it sucks. It sucks that I could say that I understand. I got to watch my dad go through cancer and then I was eventually passed away from it. So it sucks. Like I understand that very much more so realistic. It's like I know how exactly that feels. And I don't wish it on anyone, especially at the age I went through it. And I know the song talks more about like the person who wrote the song, as I talked with through comments I forget, I would have to check. It isn't going to bother me. But there's a guy I spoke with on that album review that I did. And just on the comments of that. And it very much was that. And so, mind blown. Mindblow put comments on that song, the album review that I did, and he talked about like how Jonathan wrote it about a person who passed away, a role model in his life had passed away, and he hoped it was due to, you'd wish it was like due to cancer or instead of like harm, like self harm or any way such like that. And so I don't, yeah, I got to witness just how cancer affects someone, and then obviously the downfall of that. It's like I don't know anyone, well, personally anymore that has like went and gone, whether it's due to a sickness or illness or due to their own hand or someone else's hand. It's like not anymore. I used to know a lot of people personally that's kind of like their life has ended, unfortunately, way, way too early. And it sucks. It sucks to have that happen, especially like for my case, my dad. It's like I haven't had really a dad for the entirety of my life, essentially. It's like I don't consider from the age of like 9 to the age that I am now, like I don't really consider that having a father, especially if you know more about my family situation and everything like that, which we'll get to much later. But anyway, I'm just kind of serious in that regard. It's like a little take back, but there's so much more like music that came from this album that just hit me. It not physically hit me, but it just like made me like feel a lot of my life. Like Noise is definitely that. Like Noise, Broken, Trapped, all emotionally heavy songs and just lyrically, which is funny because like Noise is more upbeat and just fun, but still the lyrics behind it were so meaningful to me. Trapped is probably the most meaningful song to me, lyrically speaking, just because I relate really heavily with that. It's like knowing people that, especially being like, I don't know, I consider myself an empath, and so it's like I can understand most situations. Obviously, the most devastating ones I can't. I can't do that. I don't have any idea, and I hope I never find out. Like not to say shame on the people that do, and but I never wish bad things on anyone, especially regardless of like losing family members and everything like that. And so I never want that to happen, ever. And that's essentially like trapped. It's like where it's like you're trapped by your issues. It's like just know that I'm here. It's like regardless of how that is, it's like whether you're just there listening to their pain or your like your friend, family member's pain, just emotion, feelings, and just what they're going through in that moment. It's just you're there for them and supporting. And it's like I never really the type of person that like advocates, but mainly just love the people within your reach. Like care for them. Like obviously if people aren't willing to take care of, like to me it's like if someone's not willing to take care of themselves, then there's really no one else that can, because eventually what they're going to do is what they're going to do regardless of how much you care for them. Obviously you can delay it and you can push it and help them see some of the light that's in themselves, and that's mainly what we can do if we at any cost if we can. But I never wish bad things on anyone, and it sucks because it's like I've been there where life is just too much and don't have that will anymore, and I understand that side, and especially when there's nothing good happening in life. But the main thing that I've done in previous videos is I will always advocate. It's like write your story. It's your story. What are you doing? What are you doing in your story to make it something you like reading? And that's why I started doing a lot of this. I started being more prevalent and like listening to music more thoroughly, and it's like actually putting, because I've never been that person that was like listen to my opinion, listen to my thoughts. It's like I was always more so I'm my own best friend, and I'd rather just share and keep those thoughts here. And it's like I never really talked about it with anyone ever. But this album, and more so just to reel back in, it's like there's our little like Oprah moment, and so reel back in. The Color Decay by The Devil's Prada was such a magnificent album to me. Just it really hit me emotionally, and it's actually fun. Even though there's still like Watchtower and Sacrifice, like are both songs that, especially more so Watchtower, that hit me emotionally, but they're so much fun to listen to. And Noise is right there with them. But without that, enough of that. Go back to having fun. Get the music back on. Yeah. There it is. Smiles all around. But with that, and it's funny because I'm only going to play it for a little bit longer and then obviously do a closure. But with that, The Color Decay by The Devil Wears Prada is my number one album of Q3 of 2022. And my favorite song from the album is what we all get to listen to on a daily basis. It's Noise. Noise! As in noise. Just yeah, all that noise. It's great. It's fun. It's wonderful. It's just a fantastic song. And it's just very lyrically well written. I love everything about the song. There's not a thing I don't like about the song. I love the transitions in the song. Mike screams in the song. I don't know the guitarist's name, which sucks because I did and then I forgot it. So I'm a terrible person. Won't argue with it. But guitarist was his vocals in this. I guess I should probably specify on which one. But the main guitarist that sings. It's like, I love his vocals in this song. Noise is such a magnificent song. It's super well done, and I highly recommend this album, especially this song. And then, obviously, my next two favorites are Watchtower and Sacrifice. I've talked about that. But again, I want to redeem Time. Time is in my top 5. I do super love that song. It is fun to listen to, and I don't know why I had a lot of hate towards it. I just listened to it like 4 or 5 times, and I was like, I actually thoroughly enjoy this song. Why am I just now like getting to the point that I enjoy it? I was like, I don't know why. And when I first listened to it, I was like, I don't know if I like it. I don't know. But now I super like Time. It's a super great song. Super great song. But anyway, enjoy Noise by The Devil Wears Prada from The Color Decay. Thank you guys. Thank you. See you after for our closing outro. Let's go enjoy the song.
What if I missed a sign again? So often too insecure, thrown off by the noise again, like a vision now a blur. When will I know that the time is right for the hour to strike? So wrong, moving closer to a dying sound. Take another try walking on air. Got me going till I make the edge. What if I missed a sign again? So often too insecure, thrown off by the noise again, like a vision now a blur. We never even know what could have been, never know what I deserve. What if I missed a sign again? often too insecure, thrown off by the noise again, like a vision now a blur. Might never even know what could have been, never know what I deserve. What if I miss a sign again, sign again? I can't sleep 'cause the sky is falling. Rest in peace. Noises calling.
Alright, we back for our outro with a different, and this is the only way we're closing it now. This is how we close stuff now, with Banjo-Kazooie music. It's what we do. It's what I do. It doesn't have to be what anyone else does. But, anyway, thank you guys. This is a video, it's extremely fucking long, and I appreciate you if you watched any amount of it, or watched what you wanted or needed to watch out of it. Seriously. Means the world to me in any way, shape, or form. I always want to express good vibes, like silly vibes, like stuff like this. And I super love this music because it makes me feel silly. And it's just fun to listen to me. But anyway, thank you so much for joining me on this fun Friday. It's been fun for me. I hope it was fun for you. If not, I'm sorry. You should go do something fun for yourself. I'm just joking. But seriously, you should. If you're not having a good time, you should go have a good time. Be responsible, though. Jesus, I can't believe I have to tell you guys that. I think you're like children or something. Shit. But be better. Especially me. I gotta be better. I made a mistake earlier this video. Right out the gate. I get it. It's kind of cringy. You're not the person making the mistake. So bully me. But no, seriously, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate any amount that you guys view. I really appreciate if you feel led to comment, like, subscribe in any way, shape, or way or form. It means, seriously, I can't express what that means to me. But let me know your list. Let me know what your best... It doesn't even have to be based on, like, quarters. It could be based on, like, album, like, year. Because I know some people have talked about, like, Villain of the Story album, which I almost included that. I really love Villain of the Story. I really love the guys in Villain of the Story. And, yeah, they did a really great job on that album. And it's just, unfortunately... No, it was actually, like, in all honesty, it was, like, right outside. If I had honorable mentions, including, like, 4, they would have been in it. 100%. But, yeah, no, there's just some things I like better from all of these other albums. But I still listen to the Villain Story album. So it's like, it just depends on what mood I'm in. But I also listen to a bunch of random shit. Thus, the intro song to Banjo-Kazooie. Who the fuck listens to it on a normal basis? I do. But seriously, I know I kind of went a little bit longer than with this. It is a long video. And again, seriously, appreciate everything that you guys give to me. I mean, it's just, I can't express what it means to me. I can't. I'm just utterly thankful and just the gratitude. I can't express the amount that I have for that. If you give me an amount of your time to me, it means the world to me. Means everything to me. But anyway, like I said at the beginning, I hope you guys having a great Friday. Continue to have a great Friday. Have a great weekend. Be safe. Be responsible. Care for others. Care for yourself. Don't forget about doing that. Don't. But with that, see you guys in the next video. Have a great motherfucking day, weekend. Peace out. See you guys. Enjoy the song. Enjoy the music. Always. Whatever you like, whatever you don't like. Don't enjoy what you don't like. Don't listen to it. Don't do it. Alright. See you guys.